Hello and welcome to GMF Compact. More than 3 billion people live in autocratic states. Their personal benefit from digitization is extremely limited, as autocratic governments have taken to employing more and more sophisticated instruments to monitor and suppress information that does not suit their agenda. Today, we talk to my colleague Ingo Mannteufel, head of IT and cybersecurity at Deutsche Welle. Hello, Ingo.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Nice to have you with us. Let's dive right in. So, when it comes to manipulating and censoring information, tell us, what kind of strategies do autocratic regimes typically apply?
I think it is well known that autocratic regimes use more than ever before digital technologies to censor information and manipulate the discourse in their closed societies. And these autocratic regimes have several options at hand at the moment. Tools like propaganda, false information, disinformation narratives for controlling the news agenda in their unfree or half unfree media ecosystems. And other tools, of course, are more related to the technological sphere, for example, firewalls or so-called national intranets or internet shutdowns. So I think unfortunately, digital authoritarianism is spreading worldwide.
You mentioned technical or technological tools there. Let's take a closer look at that. What are the most common ways of keeping people away from enjoying free access to information in some of these autocratic societies?
Well, the most famous tool is the Great Chinese Firewall that filters and restricts the internet traffic between China and the outside world. That is a very sophisticated technology, having been set up for the last 20 years or more. One of the next steps is setting up a so-called national intranet. For example, Russia and Iran are working on that at the moment. The goal is to have a complete national digital network with no or very, very few and heavily controlled connections to the global internet. But for this, you need a lot of investment and time. So at the moment, the easiest and cheapest way of restricting the free flow of information is an internet shutdown. When you switch off all internet traffic, either on a regional level or on a national scale. And we're seeing this at the moment in Ethiopia, where they switched off for the last days the complete internet traffic after the killing of a very famous singer. But of course, this measure has a lot of side effects, especially in economic terms. But this is very effective, unfortunately, in times of crisis.
So, if I lived in an autocratic state, let's say like Ethiopia right now at this moment, or other places like Iran, like China, what kind of means are there for me to get access to information from beyond these artificial borders that these states set up?
Yes, of course, there are several options to circumvent online censorship. But before I'm going to outline them, I have to stress that they come with a price because, and I have to say this quite openly, in a lot of autocratic countries, it is very risky to use circumvention tools. So everybody should be aware of the concrete situation and take precautions. And secondly, you must do something before you need it in a crisis. Often you need to download tools or apps at a time when it's still possible, and you need some time to install it. So what are the options? Option one is using the so-called Tor protocol. This is a network protocol that uses encryption and special and several gateways to make your internet traffic anonymous. To use it, you need a special tool, or for example, the special Tor browser based on Firefox browser. And actually, DW offers its website with a special address within the Tor protocol. So it's very safe to use it when you are using Tor. You can use DW anonymously, so nobody gets a notification about it, and it's very difficult to do surveillance on you while you're reading or watching our information on our website. The second option is, and there are several, one of special censorship circumvention tools or certain software. There are several on the market, and we are very familiar with a tool from the Canadian company Psyphon. It's a free and open source tool. There are several releases for the different operating systems. And for example, if you use our DW app, you can, at least in our newest version for the iOS system, you can, which you can download in the App Store, then you can switch on the Psyphon system, which we have integrated into this app. But as I said, you must be aware of the place where you're going to use it, because it could be a little bit risky. And for all Android users, I can say we are working on integrating the Psyphon tool within our Android app as well. So, as I said, you must be aware of the risks, but at DW, we want to make sure that you have the freedom the freedom to access free and balanced information with these tools.
You heard it. You have to be careful. You have to watch out for yourself and make sure that if you're using tools that places like Deutsche Welle or other broadcasters are using to allow access beyond firewalls and other national protection systems, that you are always at a safe distance from those that might be watching you. Thank you very much, Ingo Mannteufel, Head of IT and Cybersecurity at Deutsche Welle. And we hope that next year you will join us at the actual Global Media Forum in person in Bonn 2021. Thank you very much, Ingo.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to joining you, of course, next year in Bonn.
See you then.
See you then.